So Vilma, you've just come back from Montreal from your international experience. Can you help us understand some of the highlights of your time?
Yes, I've been in Montreal for 3 months and a half, and it was a wonderful experience which helped me to create relationship between us, the 18 people that we were there, everybody information, and also with the formation team. So it was a wonderful time to create relationship and also to deep more in my vocations and to know more deeper my community. So I give thanks to God for that.
And what was one thing that you struggled with?
I think language was things I struggled a little bit, but it was a challenge, but it was not a barrier.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Jessica, you have been in Montreal for how long? 3 months and a half, but do you want to tell us about?
It was a time for sisters to gather and get to know each other. It was a time for sharing the knowledge of the community. It was a time of just learning about the younger sisters in our community, the cultural differences, the formation differences, the provincial or province differences that we have, and really working together to see the future, to really look at what our community will be like in the future and the energy that will be around it. And it's an exciting time because there are so many new things and new ideas and new ministries that we're looking at, and it takes in so many different countries. It's not just the U.S., Montreal, and Canada, or Chile. It's a lot more countries and a lot more cultures, and that is an exciting way to be in religious life today.
Can you tell me one of the challenge?
One of the challenges is I was just a single language. I only have English, and so communication was hard sometimes, but we always were able to get what we wanted across, and it was a challenge for me to use the languages that I know a little bit and to grow in my understanding of those.
Thank you, Jessica.
You're welcome. Ready?
Alba, ¿nos podrías compartir acerca de cómo fue la experiencia en Montreal? ¿Qué es lo que viviste? ¿Y cuáles fueron los desafíos que tuviste como la coordinadora del programa?
Bueno, para empezar fue una experiencia, yo creo que fue como un sueño que teníamos hace tiempo. Veníamos compartiendo este sueño desde hace mucho tiempo, muchas generaciones de hermanas de la Providencia, y este grupo tuvo la oportunidad de realizarlo. Entonces yo creo que la primera experiencia fue ver realizado un sueño y que a la larga todavía tiene que continuar realizándose. Lo hermoso de este programa fue el poder tener a todas las hermanas en formación, las relaciones que ellas pudieron crear, la formación que pudieron tener juntas durante estos 3 meses y medio, que las puso a ellas en una base común de formación y que les da una visión hacia el futuro y las prepara hacia el futuro de la congregación. Lo importante de todo esto fue crear este grupo internacional que, como Jessica lo mencionó la otra vez, viene a ser como una sola clase en la congregación. Ya no es solamente por provincia, sino que las 18 hermanas que estuvieron ahí tienen el sentido común de la congregación internacional, multicultural e intergeneracional.
Thank you, Alba.
So Sister Margarita, you've spent some time in Montreal in the international program. We're wondering, what are some of the things that you will take away from that program and bring into your life as a sister now?
Well, it was a wonderful program, first of all. And then I think one of the most I'm taking away with me is the great relationship we founded with the sisters information. With the sisters with different countries, different realities, different cultures, and different point of view of life. So that has helped me to open my mind and open my heart, and also open my ears to listening clear and feeling more deeply to others, and be more sensitive with different cultures in our community.
Thank you, Margarita.
You're welcome.
So, Sister Hunga, what were the blessings of your time in Montreal in the international program for the future of the Sisters of Providence?
Well, as you know, I am an apostolic novice, and I think my time in Montreal is a blessing because I had a chance to get to know many sisters from many countries and from many different provinces. And as you know, in the future now we are going to move into one direction to become a one entity. So the time for me to get to know these sisters. So by that, when we are come together again, I think I'm not a stranger with them anymore, and then we have more bonding relationship, and then we know what we are stand for. So with that, it will be a blessing for us in the future.
Thank you. Sister Rosa, you were part of the International Formation Program in Montreal. What is one thing that changed you that you will take into the future?
I think for me, not only one thing, but I have many things. But can I share two?
Sure.
Okay. The first thing that I really enjoy the relationship between myself with the sister, especially the way of we sharing the gift, working together, and also we have the recreation together, and that help us to get to know each other and having great bonding relationship. Yes. And the second thing I like the best that I have chance to go deeper understanding of our history and our constitution, we usually call the Second Bible, and it's great experience for me. And if you want to get to know more, come to see me. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
So, Sister Josie, you were part of the formation team during this program in Montreal. What was some of the highlights, some of the blessings that you received as a person putting on the program?
Well, first of all, I must admit that I was really impressed on how our community can really organize such a big project. You know, we imagine all our women information from all over our congregation. You know, Cameroon, Haiti. I'm sorry that the Philippines are already all final vows, but you know, I wish they would have been there because I'm also from the Philippines, U.S., West Canada, and a lot of our sisters who are from the United States are, of course, you know, we already brought the international kind of spirit because it's, as you know, our province already have, you know, the Vietnamese, the Filipino, and Chinese, and all kinds of things. So we brought with us that plus the enrichment of all the other sisters from the other side of our congregation, which is, like I said, Haiti and Cameroon. And I think the highlights that I would say would be for me, as you know, for elderly already sisters, I consider myself already one of the elderly, to be able to experience not only the international and intercultural, but I have added into what we said, the third eye was the intergenerational, and I was part of that, and I was amazed that I was able to keep up with the young, not as long as they did, you know, stay up late at night, but I thought that was very good, that was proven that we can really live together elbow to elbow and not have this attitude of, oh, you know, two
set apart with the generation gap, and I didn't think I experienced that. So that was a big thing. So I'm just I just feel that it's such a remarkable experience, you know, and we are blessed as Sisters of Providence because we are able to do such a thing, and I think hopefully that in the future this could also happen, not just for the women information, but all of our sisters could also experience the international community living kind of thing that we had experienced there, because it was really great. The title of the theme of this was renewal for our women information. But telling you, I've been in the community for 30-something years, and that was a great renewal for me just as well, to have our historical history that was so deepened inside me, and on the vows and everything about the footsteps of our foundresses. That was also a renewal for me. In fact, I think much more deeper because I have already lived the life of Sisters of Providence.
Well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
So, Sister Margaret, you were part of the formation team and put this together. What were some of the challenges and some of the blessings that you see for the long term for this community?
Well, for me, the big challenge was the language. And I think that what was so encouraging to me during the whole program was the way that the sisters who were there struggled and communicated with each other, and they really grew in their language skills. So I think that's going to be a benefit for the community in the long term. And I myself hope that I will continue in my efforts and continue to improve my knowledge of Spanish and French. So that was a challenge. I think other cultural things were challenges, in as much as we weren't familiar with each other's cultures, and yet I found that Tony Gitten's workshop and then the follow-up that we had in the small groups with 7 or 8 people, and we met a number of times. That became kind of a place where we could really share more in depth about our cultures and about ourselves. And I think that deepened the feeling of community among us, and particularly with that small group. So that was a benefit. I think that it was good that we were at the international center. That hadn't been our plan in the first place, but as it worked out, we had so many resources available there. I think that really helped us, that we had the technology we needed, we had availability of meals and all kinds of things like that helped us, and the sisters could go shopping and prepare meals in their own style and share them with each other and so forth. I think those things helped with the experience. And I think it helped, like in the dream that we developed together over that time, I think there was a depth of sharing about mission, charism, and a real desire on the part of the sisters to live it more radically, and as it was said, prophetically and mystically, than we've experienced. I think so those are all things that I thought were really wonderful that happened during the international formation program.
Well, thank you for your time, and we hope that you get a chance to have some rest time.
Thank you. I hope so too.